Hey everybody, welcome to Raging Cajun Comics, episode 28 for Comic and Collectible Treasures. I'm back. It's been a while, but I'm going to be doing skittish episodes the next 2 months because I'm moving. So I'm moving to a bigger house. So like Justin and everybody else says, more collectibles for the place. But enough about me. I'm super stoked to have this guy. Always chat with him at the low grades and everywhere else. This guy is a real cool guy. I was able to get with him and just DM him. I left him alone because I was really wanted to hang out with this guy because he has school and he always talks about doing his education. So I knew the summer was coming up, so I had the opportunity to kick it with this guy right now, and I'm super stoked. So I'm a little rusty again, so excuse me if I get too excited like I always do, but I can't wait. One of the homies, please sub him up. One part of the future Specs, Mr. Wesley collects. Dude, I'm getting nervous. Sorry, brother. Wesley, just get you out here for right now. Comic collection. How's it going, brother?
Good. Pretty good. I'm super excited to be here. So,
yeah, so am I. When I was talking to you in the back, you can tell how excited I am. I've been on a little break because of family stuff, so I'm glad to be back, and especially with you. So, welcome, brother.
Awesome. So, do we just want to get right into it, or what's the plan here?
I always like you to plug yourself at the beginning because I always forget at the end because I get so excited just hanging out with you that the time flies and I don't give anybody the time. So just in case they don't know who you are, just give them a little insight on you, where you live, and on what channel you are on. And the table's all yours.
So I'm Wesley. I'm in Canada, so I'm part of that kind of Canadian group with Newbie, Actual Dracula, Comic Ozzy. We're all kind of in the same area. So I have the YouTube channel that I do with a good friend of mine, Joey Does Comics, called Future Specs, which, I mean, it's your typical YouTube channel. We do hunt videos, hauls, some books we're specking on every once in a while. And we're going to try and get back into doing live shows again. We've just been super busy and haven't really been able to do them for a while. And then on Instagram, the Wesley's Comic Collection, Future Specs, Joey, all the typical places.
Sweet. So if you guys are not subbed up, please follow him. I'll have the description on the bottom, so just follow this guy. Real cool guy. Always good to the community, always saying hi to everybody, so please follow him. Plus, his collection is sick. Awesome, great stuff inside. But before we start, let's say hi to the chat. Who's here to hang out with us. And first of all, your Canadian brother right there, my bro. Station, brother. TM Nerdy, Mr. Fanboy is one of us. Collect with neighbor to the north, Evil's Comics. And we threw in Roscoe to hang out with us. And I can't wait to get this started again. So what's up, brother? Thanks for being number one and hanging out. And he's, a Canadian. He's going to show some love for you. And we got Big Rudy. What's up, Rude Dog? Nice for you to hang out with us on a Sunday, especially it's church day, so I hope I don't get you in trouble. Then we got Comic Talk Weekly. Phil, what's up, brother? Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. And then we got John Big Daddy Ross. He blames me and Justin for getting into Lego, so I say it's Justin's fault because I just had a couple of them, but now I've been getting more.
Yeah, there's a couple of those Lego sets I see.
Yes,
I want to get, but I know it'll be a rabbit hole. So
yeah, I say stick just like comics, stick to the one you like the most and do that. Yeah. Like I'm sticking to Star Wars, and Transformers is my love. So if there's like the Optimus Prime came out,
that's an awesome looking one.
Yeah, but nothing more. Neighbor to the north, what's up, brother? Thanks for dropping by. And I think, here we go. Black Swan Comics, what's up? Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate everybody who's chilling here, especially on a Sunday, because it's usually a family day. So I appreciate everybody. Oh, damn. Glenn, my bro, from the other side of the sea, man. What time is it over there, man? Thanks for dropping by. I appreciate you. Dang. We got Azorus Tiger. What's up?
What's up?
Another great collector from the West Coast. So I appreciate you, brother. I know it's family day. Like everybody. Oh my God. Sheena, thank you for dropping by, showing some love to Wesley. I appreciate it. And I think that's it right now. And usually people jump in later on because I'm in the East Coast afternoon time. So I
Yeah.
appreciate everybody who's here.
Yeah, because
And
I guess it's only 12 for you guys.
yes. So like when I do the Lego thing with No Good and Candace and everybody, they do it at I have to wake up at 7. And I for work I do, but for like weekends, man, I try to sleep in as much as possible.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So we'll just get right into it. What are some of your favorite collectibles, which I call treasures? I put it that because I think you treasure it more than anybody else, and it's really dear to you.
Yeah.
So, and it's a good way to get to know you better. So I want to see what you got and what you like, so I can get to see what you're into, brother. So the show is yours, man.
Yep.
You show what you want, and I'm going to enjoy this.
There's a lot of different venues of stuff that I collect to kind of dabble in a lot of different areas, but obviously the main one being comics. So
Yeah.
guess I'll just get started with that. I've got some stacks here.
Sweet.
So growing up, my dad grew up with the original Transformers G1 show. So of course, me growing up, I watched it with him too, and I love it. So I want to get that whole comic run, including issue 1, obviously, but just to show off issue, what is it, 27?
27. Yes.
This is the first American appearance of Trypticon, because I think he shows up in some of the UK books first. But this is just an awesome cover, which I am actually going to be bringing this with me to Terrificon to get signed by Bob Budiansky, who's going to be there.
Oh,
so I'm super excited for that. Yeah.
Oh, I'm jealous. Oh, that's badass.
Yeah.
Oh,
if only I had a issue 1, but it's just the price range is too out there for me at the moment. But I mean, it's going to be super awesome to meet him because he's wrote so many different stories for the comics. And he's actually the guy that came up with the names of Megatron and like Optimus Prime, I believe. So that's awesome.
Oh, that's sick.
I knew you would like that one.
Yeah, dude, you just hit me off and I'm like, oh. Now that I know you don't have a number 1, I'm going to hunt one for you, brother, and try to find some, because I do kind of find a little bit lower grades than the one I have. But you don't have one, brother. I'll be searching out for you. Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, because last year when the market was super crazy, I remember 9/8s were like $2,000, and it was like I would love it in that grade, but that's so much.
Freaking Phil.
Typical Phil.
I know. All right, Phil, that was a good one. But forget him. Let's go. What we got?
Yeah, continuing on. So the season just ended. I loved it. One of my favorite shows is The Boys. So here's issue 3. I have the entire run, but this is one of my favorite books because it's the first appearance of Homelander, Maeve, Starlight, just a bunch of the 7 members. So it's one of my favorite books from the run.
That's sick.
Great cover too. One of my favorite series, TV and comic books. So that's awesome. And now I'm going to kind of jump into my, if you follow me on Instagram and
Sorry for stopping you. Did you read that?
We might have to make a deal there.
There you go. Dude, if nobody follows Big Daddy, follow him, dude. He's a real guy, a real cool guy for the community and always helps people out. So DM each other. That'd be
definitely
a great thing if
we'll
you
have to work something out.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Sorry for cutting you off, brother. The floor is yours.
All good. Now we're going to kind of get into my typical collecting area. If you've been following me on Instagram for a while, of Cosmic, specifically Marvel Cosmic, and just basically anything Jim Starlin has written is kind of the stuff I love. So I'm going to start off with Dreadstar 1. Yeah. It's the first solo series of Dreadstar, written and drawn by Jim Starlin. I have the first 10 issues of this run, which is great story. I want to get the full thing, but they're actually kind of surprisingly hard to find, some of the later issues, either because they're not really cared about that much, so shops don't have them, or they're just rarer issues. So it's hard to piece the run together, but just an awesome series from a legendary creator.
That's sick.
Then, I mean, got to show it off. Infinity Gauntlet 1.
Classic.
It's the series that, got me into comic books from first reading it. It was one of the first things I read because the Infinity War and Endgame movies were coming out. So I wanted to read what the movies were somewhat based off of. So I got Infinity Gauntlet trade paperback, and that was it. Went right in after that.
Yeah, that's a classic story right there. I loved it. I have it in my collection, but I think yours look pretty sweet there, dude. Nice. But that's a great book to start with. Man.
Yeah, and I actually have a 9.8, which was the first slab I ever bought, which I sent off to the George Perez signing, but sadly that got canceled, and then obviously George passing away. So they ended up able to route it to the CGC signing for Jim Starlin. So I'm currently having it signed. Yeah. So it's currently at CGC. It should be shipping out soon, but I was end up to make that work. So hopefully I get the 9.8 back.
I hope you do, brother. I'm
really looking forward to getting that.
I hope you get it, man. I had a good day, good come out with CGC, then I had a bad one. So I'm praying for you. I hope you get that 9.8. But
yeah, hopefully CGC doesn't mess anything up on the slab or anything, getting it back. Because there's been some stuff going on lately, but we'll skip over that.
Yeah, we'll just cross our fingers and get some good juju.
Yeah. And so continuing on with the Marvel Cosmic. So obviously with the Infinity Gauntlet, my favorite character is Thanos, but Adam Warlock is a tie. It's a close. So here's Team Up 55. Nice. Or Spider-Man and Warlock.
Yeah.
So this is the second part of this kind of story going on in Team Up. But the important thing about this is it's the first appearance of the Gardener, who is one of the Elders of the Universe, and the Time Stone. So just obviously one of the first goals when I started collecting was to get the first appearance of all of the Infinity Gems. And so this is one of those ones on there. It's a awesome story too. It leads right into Starlin's first major run or story with Thanos and Warlock in Avengers Annual 7 and the 2-in-1 Annual 2, I think it is. Yeah. That first kind of awesome Starlin saga there. Then continuing with it, one of my favorite books is Strange Tales 178. First Starlin's on Warlock. Awesome cover, awesome story. First appearance of the Magus, who is, again, one of my favorite villains. Just an awesome book, which I'm hopefully going to have Starlin sign at Terrificon, too.
Oh, nice. So, I love that cover, especially black and red covers. Yeah. They're just amazing.
And just Warlock in the middle, just taking up most of the... It's awesome. One of my favorites of all time. Dude, and then, I got to have the Warlock 9, which is the first Starlin on title. Continuing the story of the Strange Tales issues into the first Mega Saga, which I really hope they can adapt in the MCU properly, because we know Warlock is going to be in Guardians 3, which I'm super excited for. So
yeah, dude, that's badass.
So now moving on to some of the bigger books, my grails in the collection, I guess you could say. So I mentioned The Boys 3 earlier, but I got to have the issue 1 in the 9.8.
Nice.
Yeah, I got this in between season 1 and season 2 of the show, so it was still fairly cheap. And then it rocketed up after I got it, so I kind of lucked out on the timing on that.
Nice.
But one of my favorite books, such an awesome cover by Derek Robertson, awesome Garth Ennis story. So, it's a book that I'm going to have forever, even if the price goes up, which it seems to be, even with the popularity of the show, the books seem to be kind of leveling out at price. So compared to some of the Marvel ones that rocket up and down.
Yeah, but it's still, I love the show. I'm like 3 episodes behind, so I need to catch up after this before my wife gets here. And then hopefully can cram those 3 episodes and finish it so nobody spoils it.
Oh, yeah.
But dude, I'm loving it. But I do have a question here by Rudy. Wesley, If you do get it signed, are you going to send it off to CGC?
Probably not that one, because it's a book that's going to stay in my PC forever, so I'll know that it's signed. Yeah. But for another book I'm going to show, I'm definitely getting it regraded just to preserve it, because I mean, you'll see when I show it what I mean.
There you go, Rudy.
Yeah. So then I had to take some books off the wall actually to show closer up, but I mean, no introduction.
Yeah.
Thor 165. To me, the FF67 is his first full appearance personally, but this is the better cover. Classic Jack Kirby, Vince Coletta, awesome book. Got it in a nice 5.0, so can't go wrong with that. It was one of the first Warlock keys I grabbed, and it's definitely not leaving my collection unless, I get a higher grade copy or something like that.
You can always upgrade is always a good thing.
Yeah. And then, so the book that I teased, I mean, you guys know Thanos, gotta have the Iron Man 55. And a nice 8.0. I wanted to get as nice I wanted to get a high grade copy of this because it's my holy grail basically. So I went with a nice 8.0, got it for a steal of a price. Classic Jim Starlin book. It was his first major comic book that he ever worked on, and his second only ever in the industry. So for such a big book to be such early work for him is awesome.
Yeah, dude, that's a classic one. My buddy has like a 9.4, but he's had it since he was a kid. He's a little bit older.
Oh, yeah.
Well, way older than you, and I'm way older than you. But he's had it since he was a kid, and he got it finally graded. I was like, oh, I didn't think, because he's old school. He doesn't grade books.
Yeah.
But he graded that one. Dude, that one's beautiful. And that's a sick book. I don't think that'll ever go down. It's just the iconic.
No. What are those blue chip books?
Yes. Hell yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
And he agrees with you. He likes the covers, but damn, that's a great book.
Yeah. The only thing that would make it better is if Thanos was on the cover, but you got Drax breaking through there, so that's awesome. And at Terrificon again, I'm hoping to have Starlin sign it like right about here or so, I'm thinking. And then maybe if he's doing it, get him to do a head sketch or something.
Oh,
so that would be super awesome to get like a remark on there. That would just be the perfect thing. But
nice.
That would be sick. Got fingers crossed for that one.
Yeah. Have you ever opened a slab, or are you gonna have them open it for you?
I'm probably gonna crack it because I'm flying down to Terrificon, so I'm probably gonna keep it with me in the case and then crack it at the hotel and then do it there, just because don't want to risk anything happening on travel. So
yeah, totally, I agree. Yeah, Travis, I wish I was 27. Actually, I turn 48 next month, so I'm an old dog now. Those days are
still
over.
On the lower half of 50.
Yes. Thank you. I feel like I'm 15 in my mind.
At least that's what you believe, right?
Yes.
And
let's go. Let's keep it going, dude. You got fire going here, brother.
Yeah. So this is probably one of my favorite things in my collection. It's the trade paperback for Infinity Gauntlet, issue 1 through 6. It was the first thing that I ever bought comic book wise because, like I said, I saw the movies were coming out and I wanted to read what they were based off of. So I got the Infinity Gauntlet trade paperback. I've read it probably 10 times through. And then in 2019 at Niagara Falls Comic-Con, George Perez, Jim Starlin, and Joe Rubinstein were there. So I had all three of them sign my original trade paperback the first thing I ever got comic book wise, first thing that got me into it. So this is one of my favorite things in my collection. That's never going to leave.
That is sick. Nice.
Yeah, it's just one of my favorite things that I'm so glad I was able to meet George Perez too, because that show was actually his last Canadian appearance. And then obviously, everything going on the past year. So it's just one of those things I'm always going to have with me. So never going to get rid of it.
That is amazing, dude. And I love it because that's what I'm talking about. You hit what I love to hear. You hit something that you treasure and was one of the first ones you read, and you got an autograph. That's what I'm talking about.
And actually at that same con too, I got the first season CD of Batman the Animated Series signed by Kevin Conroy. So it was just
now I'm
great.
jealous again.
Yeah. No matter what you say, Conroy's the best Batman, hands down. So
hell yeah. I love that. I have that DVD. I have it on Blu-ray and digital. I love that animated.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Dude, well, I'm getting more lazy and lazy. I kind of don't want to put the CD or the DVDs in the tray and anything. I was like, I'll just buy digital.
Yeah.
There you go. Just DC stuff, Glenn, just for you.
Yeah, I guess technically there's some DC for you. Yeah, I'm definitely, you can tell I'm mostly a Marvel collector, but I do like my Batman stuff. I have the entire Nightfall run, which is a story I really enjoy with Bane and his first appearance and all that. So I do have some, and the new 52 Batman.
Yeah,
I've been trying to jump into Green Lantern lately with the Ron Mars run with Kyle Rayner and all that, just because I love that artwork, and Ron Mars from writing Silver Surfer. Just I want to read some more of his work. So, and again, another cosmic stuff. So
yeah, and it's funny because I don't. If I offend any Green Lantern fans, I don't like Hal Jordan.
Yeah,
I think he's too cocky.
I hear that a lot from people.
Yeah, but when Kyle came in, that's when I got into it. I was like, a new Green Lantern, I'm gonna give it a shot. And I started reading it, and I love Kyle, but they don't love him as much. But to me, I'm a fan of him, and the Darkest Night story I enjoyed.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Jeff Johns' run in general, I hear, is incredible.
It's incredible. So if you do dip into that, try that.
Yeah. Okay. So I forgot to grab something, so just a second.
Yeah. Oh, look at that, dude. I'm checking out his wall, dude. The cuckoo.
Yeah. So a thing I've been getting into more recently with actually, I can attribute this to the low grades and specifically J2 with VHS I've been collecting. So there's this antique mall near me that there's a bunch of vendors and stuff, and one guy has a bunch of hoard VHS. So every once in a while when I go there, I've been picking up a few. So first up, we'll start off with Clockwork Orange.
Nice.
Classic Stanley Kubrick movie, super graphic, super violent, but it's just an awesome classic movie that I feel every, if you want to say you're like a cinema guy, like you care about the art of it, then that's one of those movies that you've got to have.
Definitely.
Then moving on to Hellraiser.
Yes.
Yeah. Again, I can attribute this. Yeah, I can attribute this to J2. It's one of his favorite movies, so that's why I watched it for the first time, and it's now one of mine too. Just awesome movie. Yeah. This and number 2, it's hard to. They're both great. Can't really tell which one's better. So this is. So if you want to kind of talk about in terms of like comic book wise for VHS, this is like the second print of it, which you can tell by like the gold labeling around the top. But first prints, I would love to get one, but they're super hard to find and like a couple $100 on eBay if you can find them. So that'll be a future thing.
All right, I'll check my DVDs. If I have it, it's yours. I know I have it in my storage. So DVDs, I'm trying to get rid of because my wife says I have to condense. So if I have it still, I'll send it to you, Wes.
Awesome, thanks.
Yeah, for sure.
And then.
Well, Wes, we could go for it. I'm just hearing.
Yeah, here's one that you're going to appreciate. This I was super happy when I found it. It's one of my favorite movies.
Oh yes,
Dogma.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. One of my favorite Kevin Smith movies. I just love the humor in it and the plays on religion and all that kind of stuff. Alan Rickman is incredible in it. Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, just awesome. And I'm glad that I found a VHS because you probably know this, but it's not on DVD. It's not on streaming services because of all the copyright stuff. So the only way you can watch it is to pirate it or through the VHS. So I was super happy when I found that.
Yeah. I have mine actually signed by Kevin Smith. I did it the first time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Dude, oh, look at you got Travis going crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, and
I wish I knew
Kevin,
you
Kev,
loved it because we had you on the
yeah,
show.
and Kevin
Talking
Smith
about it.
and Jason Mewes are going to be at a fan expo in Toronto in August. So
Oh,
I might
nice.
have to, yeah, so I might have to meet them and get them to sign that.
Oh, that'll be sick. Yeah, dude. I wish we would have had you talking about Dogma. If you watch any other show, dude, and if you're free, hang out with us and just talk about the movie, see
Yeah,
what you love.
definitely.
Dude, that's cool.
And then last up, probably one of my favorite horror movies. It's in the top 5. Scream.
Yeah,
I mean,
I love it.
Just classic, awesome movie. I love how the meta humor on the horror genre in general that's in it. It's great. Wes Anderson, classic. And I found it weird when I watched it for the first time because, spoilers, but Matthew Lillard, who plays Stu, also went on after that to play Shaggy in the Scooby-Doo live-action movies, which I grew up watching. So then to go watch this and see him as the killer in the movie was just kind of a weird switch up, but I love it so much. So,
dude, that's a classic one. I love the first one. TM does have a question right here. Are you excited for Clerks 3?
I mean, excited for anything new Kevin Smith, basically. So I just hope that, because Jay and Silent Bob reboot was okay. So I kind of hope that it's not kind of the same with this and that he can manage to do it great. So of course I'm excited.
Nice. Circumstances just came in. So what's up, brother? I appreciate you hanging out with us.
It's hot here in Canada today, so pardon if I'm a little sweaty here, but
it's like 90 degrees in California, so I'm in the same boat as you.
Yeah. So moving on, I saw Phil, I think, mentioned it in the chat. One thing that I've been trying to start lately is getting in a lot of more original art and commissions from people. So obviously with a focus on Thanos and all that. So I have this idea going on that I want to get different villains and characters wearing the Infinity Gauntlet. So first up,
nice.
I had to get the classic just Thanos. I got this done by Chris Campagna, who is an awesome artist. He's done a couple of work with Very Gary and some variants for him. So I love that work. So I decided to get this for him. I love just the pencil work. You can see every little line and shading in it.
Dude, the detail on that is beautiful.
Yeah. I still need to find a frame for it, but just because it's such a weird dimension, I haven't been able to find one yet, but it's definitely one of my favorite pieces.
Dude, that's amazing.
And then, this one's incredible. You're going to love it as well. So Livio Ramondelli, who is an IDW, or he was an IDW Transformers artist. Then he's kind of doing his own stuff with the Kill Lock, which is really awesome. I highly recommend it to you guys. And we're actually going to be interviewing him on Future Specs on August 7th. So definitely make sure to check that out. Yeah.
August 7th, guys. Check that out, brothers. Show some love.
We were going to do it. We were going to do it last month, but then he had some work stuff come up that he had to reschedule, which obviously for a busy artist, I got to say yes, because I'm really looking forward to this interview. So I had this commission done by him, G1 Megatron.
Oh, nice.
With the comic Infinity Gauntlet. So when I messaged him to see if he would do this, he was like, I love that idea. Super unique thing I've never done before. So all I told him was G1 Megatron wearing the Infinity Gauntlet. And then he went and did the artistic leverage, I guess, and made it in an homage to Infinity Gauntlet 1. Because if you look at it, the way the gauntlet is and the glare off of it is the exact same as the Infinity Gauntlet 1 cover. And this is so awesome. I love his style so much, and he killed it on this. So one of my favorite things in my collection.
That's amazing, dude. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Dang. I'm dipping into that rabbit hole, so I do have a couple of commissions of original art, but I love your idea. But
so I'm calling it the Villains of the Gauntlet collection. So I actually have a list here. I want to get an Iron Man with the Infinity Gauntlet by Bob Layton, just classic Iron Man artist. going to be super awesome. I want to get a Darth Vader. I'm just not sure what artist I want to do yet because there's so many awesome ones from the Marvel run and everything, just if they're doing commissions or not. And then Derek Robertson, I want to get Homelander with the Infinity Gauntlet because, you know,
That'll be
I love
sick.
the boys, love Thanos, got to mix the two. And I think that would be such an awesome piece, especially by Derek Robertson. So, and then Russ Braun, who, so for the boys run, halfway through, Derek Robertson kind of left, and then Russ Braun took over. So I want to get him to do a Billy Butcher with the Infinity Gauntlet for me.
Nice.
Yeah, so I can get the two big The Boys characters done by the two artists. So that's going to be really awesome.
Dude,
It's just a matter of time to when I actually get those.
Dude, that's amazing. I love that idea. That's sick.
Yeah.
You threw me off with the Megatron. I'm like speechless. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Have Wonder Woman with Infinity Gauntlet Brawl.
Get that one just for you, Glenn.
Yes. So is that an original art when you got up to go grab some of the stuff? Is that OG art behind you?
These are two prints.
Okay.
So there was a small comic show in the next town over, and there was a local artist there. I can never pronounce his name because I believe it's a complicated Greek last name. So but he had these prints. So I got this awesome Spider-Man, and then he signed it down here in the gold. Super awesome.
That's awesome.
And then so besides comic books, I love actual like novels and stuff too. So one of my favorite artists is H.P. Lovecraft. I love all of the Cthulhu cosmic horror stuff. So I saw this print on my comic shop and I had to grab it. It's of Cthulhu, but it's like in the style of like old school wrestling advertisement posters.
Yeah.
So I just love the Cthulhu there and a bunch of references in the wording and advertising is references different stories by Lovecraft. So it's just one of my awesome. I knew I had to have it. Again, I need to find a frame, but because it's such a weird size that I'll probably have to custom order it. But
I'm amazed that you know that's old school wrestling boards right there, dude. You know what that is? That's 1970s, 80s, like barely beginning 80s shows. Because I used to go to the LA Sports Arena when it was back in the day when I was a kid. My brother would take me, and I remember those boards. And I was like, oh, damn. Nice. That's a sick print, dude. I love that one.
Yeah, I believe it was only limited to like 50 or 60 copies, so it's super awesome to get that.
Nice.
It was just sitting on the My Comic Shop website. I scrolled by it a couple times when I was putting orders in, and then finally I'll grab it this time, and it came in, obviously.
Nice.
So I've got just a few more things to show.
Yeah, I think he is big guy. He's probably going to DM you.
Yeah, I definitely will. So, like I mentioned, I'm going to Terrificon at the end in 2 weeks, actually. So I have a stack of books. So my thing for the show is I'm probably not going to buy any books there, maybe one or two things. John's Transformers 1. But my main focus is to go and meet the creators because there's a stacked guest list for the show. And everybody in the community, basically everybody from the East Coast is going to be there. So I'm super excited for that. But I've got a stack of books here that I'm going to get signed. So first off is, the classic Secret Wars 8.
Oh, yes.
I got it pressed and cleaned and everything before, so it's still got the order label on there. But it's a nice copy, probably about 6.0 or so. So I'm hopefully going to get this signed by Jim Shooter there. Super excited for that.
Oh, dude, Shooter, you're going to get to meet him. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. And here's New Warriors 27. It's the Infinity War tie-in.
Yep.
There's nothing too special about this except for it's Fabian Nyanza story. So I want to have him sign that because, it's part of the Infinity War saga, which is, again, one of my favorite stories. And it's actually Derek Robertson art on the inside and cover, too. So before he started doing indie stuff, he did a couple titles at Marvel. So it'd be cool to have him sign this, too, eventually.
Hell yeah.
And I feel like it's a book that both of them probably don't get signed very often.
Yeah.
Like you probably get so many New Mutants 98s, New Mutant 87s that it'll be a switch up for him. Kind of the same thing with Greg Capullo is going to be at Fan Expo 2 in August. So I have a Quasar 27,
oh, wow.
not 26, which is, he had a short run on Quasar, and it's a Thanos cover. So I have to get him to sign it. So I want to see his reaction when I put that book down, because he's probably signed thousands upon thousands of Batman 1s and 6s and all that stuff. So I feel like it'll be a fun switch up for him to sign that.
I love the reaction when they get it. Oh, shoot, haven't seen this in a while.
Yeah, I forgot I did this.
Yeah, those are the best. Dude, I'll be sick, dude.
Yeah.
He's a really nice guy, so I'm happy you're going to get to meet him.
Definitely on my list of people to meet. So. Yeah. And then next up, Eternal 7 from the new run. It's a Assad Ribic cover. Awesome Thanos on throne there. So Assad Ribic's going to be at the show. So I'm awesome going to have him sign that.
Nice.
And then got Warlock Chronicles 3 here. Just awesome Thanos, Warlock Mephisto, Infinity War or Crusade tie-in.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have Keith Williams sign it, who is one of my favorite Warlock artists. He had such an awesome run on Chronicles and the Infinity Watch. So I'm going to have him sign it. And then Tom Rainey, the inker, is going to be there too. So I'm going to have them both sign it. It's an awesome cover with Thanos, Mephisto, Warlock. What awesome book.
I love that cover.
Yeah.
It's so
the whole run has awesome covers with Magus, Warlock, all of that stuff. So, and then I've got a couple. Here's Department of Truth, issue 10, the Freak on a Leash by Corn homage cover by Ryan G. Brown. So he's a great artist. He's done a lot of work again with Very Gary, so that's where I kind of discovered him from. And he's going to be at the show, so I'm going to have him sign this and something else later. But this was limited to 500 copies. I love it. Love Korn, so I had to get this exclusive variant from him. Awesome cover.
That's a sick cover.
Yeah, and then so here's Vampirella versus Reanimator, the Pressable Defects cover. Obviously, the guys are going to be there, so I want to have them sign the book too, because I think that'd just be really cool to have them sign themselves on their own cover on their own book. So that's going to be awesome. And hopefully, I can meet the artist sometime and have him sign it as well, because I made just an awesome, awesome Vampirella cover.
I love the way you think, Wesley. That's badass, dude.
And then lastly, Infinity 1. This is another Ryan Brown sketch. I got this from a Very Gary auction, but I want to have, it's the start of a jam piece, obviously. So I want to kind of do an Infinity Watch theme. So like get a Warlock, get a Gamora, Pip, Drax. Not sure who I'm going to do yet, but I want to have him officially, because I obviously bought it off the auction. But if I bring a CGC facilitator with me to his booth, he can be like, yep, that's my work. I officially confirm that. Then they can grade it with the yellow label. So I'm probably going to get somebody else to sketch it there at TurfCon and then have it graded to continue starting that jam piece, which I'm really excited.
Nice.
Which actually, I forgot to grab this as well. Where is it? I've got another awesome Thanos jam piece here that I got. I get a lot of stuff from Very Gary, I just realized. But he bought a collection that had a few jam pieces in there. So I got this awesome Thanos jam piece with George Perez up here. I forget the names of the other guys. George Perez, Joel Gomez, El Garza, and Carlos de Anda, with Joe Rubenstein colored all four of them.
Dude, that's beautiful.
Yeah, so when he posted this again, I was like, I have to have this. Thanos sketch by George Perez is really what sold me on it. awesomeness.
Dude, that's amazing. I love that. Especially the different perspective looks and all the views of the
and the different art styles. Yeah.
Dude, that's
one of my favorite books in my collection. I can't believe I forgot to grab it, but
that's sick. Wow. Dude.
So yeah, that's basically everything for that I pulled out.
Dude, yeah, that was amazing. I love everything. That one just blew me away. That and the Megatron, dude. I'm like, you got my hair popping up. Woo! Yeah.
Yeah, I figured you would like those too.
Dude, those are two sick pieces right there. I'm jealous of those. Those are amazing. But now, see, I follow your page, your Instagram, and I was telling you in the background. I thought I followed you on YouTube. I do follow you on YouTube now.
Yeah.
I've been watching the shows. So please, guys, follow this guy. He has amazing content. His collection's sick, like you've seen right here, but his Instagram is just fire. So check it out. But shout out to Rudy, which I was gonna hit you up I told you in the back. If you had one genre, or this is the only question I give to everybody, one genre of music or your favorite group or solo artist, who do you have? If not, I'll take multiples just to find out a little bit more about you.
Yeah. Well, to start off with the first part of the question there, I mean, if you're following me on Instagram, you'll see and talking in the low grade chats and everything, I'm a huge metalhead. It's my favorite genre. My dad is as well, so I grew up listening to it. So, it's kind of where it came from. It's because it's got that connection. It's a lot more of a personal thing for me too. I just love the genre. All the subgenres too, from thrash to death to metalcore to all the different stuff. You could go on a deep rabbit hole into it. But favorite bands, when people ask me, that's always a tough question to answer because it's always changing. Like if I discover a new group or a new band and I start listening to them a lot, then I'll discover a new group and start listening to them. But there's always kind of the typical ones that always kind of stay in there, like Metallica. They're the first band I remember listening to with my dad. He's a huge Metallica fan. So there's that. There's Slipknot. I've been listening to them since I was like 3. My dad's been telling me. So just all these classic bands, System of a Down, Megadeth, Iron Maiden, of course, who I'm actually going to be seeing in October. I'm super excited for that show. But right now, actually, a band I just discovered, Salt Wound, from Sacramento, actually. They're incredible. They're more on the hardcore or hardcore deathcore kind of area. So they're really cool. I highly recommend you check them out if that's kind of your genre. But actually, another band, Invicta. They're a local band from Stone Sour too. Corey's other band. And so Invicta is a local band from my area. They have an album and an EP out, and they just released a song off of their new album called Forces of Annihilation, and it's about Annihilus, the comic character. And their whole, because their vocalist is a huge comic collector as well. So their new album, every song is based off of his favorite characters and storylines. So I'm super excited for this album to come out to see just what characters he picked and wrote the songs about. So I highly recommend you check them out too, as a comic book collecting metalhead, if that's your thing.
Nice. I like that. And everything you said right now, I love, especially Metallica. When you're Iron Maiden, dude, that's what I grew up with when I started. I went with my first band that I seen at a rock concert was AC/DC.
Nice.
Yeah. So like I told you in the back, I dabble with everything. I love hearing this part because now I have two bands I'm gonna check out, and I'm gonna just write them down after, and I'm gonna check it out because I love music. So when Rudy brought that up, I thought that was amazing. So dude, you have a sick collection there, an actual. Thanks. Dude, you have treasures, dude. I love your stuff.
Like everyone says, collect what you like. So I see it, I like it, I grab it. So,
dude, I'm like, for being so young, dude, you have an amazing collection. Like I'm still speechless. I don't know what to say. I'm like, that Megatron thing killed me, and that Thanos killed me, man. I'm like, dude, that's so sick. So all those autographs, is there a? I have one more question. What is there another Grail book that you're gonna be wanting, like in the next couple of years, that's like above and beyond, or original art,
I
or
mean,
is there an original art that
yeah.
you would love?
I mean, obviously to get an original Jim Starlin Thanos like page would be incredible, but there's actually a couple on sale for at a couple of these websites, but they're like 16, 20,000, obviously, which you would expect for original art, especially Jim Starlin Thanos art. So that'll be like if I hit the lottery kind of thing. But yeah. But for books, I mean, you can't really get much bigger than the Iron Man 55 for me. So
Yeah.
kind of already hit. I mean, I have a list of books I'm looking for this year, obviously my to hit list, but there's some pretty big books on there, but they're obviously not as big as you can get with the Iron Man 55. I mean, I got the Thor 165. I showed you the FF 67. I want to actually upgrade, my Marvel Premiere 1 from a 3.0 to probably a 5.0. Just to keep it linear with the Thor 165, because, you know, that kind of OCD collecting thing, kind of want to have the same number. But I'm more just glad I have a copy of the book right now than anything. So,
dude, you have a great collection, though. But I knew the Iron Man 55 was going to be your grail, holy grail.
Yeah.
But I was just trying to see if anything else is popping out. You know how that rabbit hole is. Once you fulfill your grail, you always go for another. And like, I'm going for basically the X-Men animated series characters, because like I love Gambit. I already have 9/8 of the annual 14. I have the 266. I have the gold #1, and I have Jubilee's first appearance. I have Wolverine's first appearance.
Nice.
But like, I'm just trying to get into. Yeah, I just need. Who do I need? I need Beast. I don't know why I don't.
Oh yeah.
Him. So I need to go.
Isn't that's technically X-Men 1, so that'll be a or if you can get first with Fur.
With Fur. That's the one I'm trying to X-Men 1 is, I don't know why the heck I never picked it up when I was a kid. I never went backwards. I always went forward.
Yeah.
So that was like, it never dawned in my head when I was a kid, hey, collect the back issues. I don't know what I was thinking about.
Well, I mean, who would have known? Well, I mean, it's kind of X-Men was their big thing, but who would have known that it would be this expensive of a book back then? Like,
hell yeah,
so many books. If you had a time machine and could go back, what book would you grab? That these big blue chip books, but
like
so like go and buy out the shelf of Action Comic ones, and you'll be fine. You'll be set.
Oh yeah, but like I know you would probably get the Thanos, just getting it off the bookshelves. That would be amazing. Like for me, it would be, I already have the 266 and the 14. I got those when I was a kid. But I would love to grab an X-Men 1 off the racks if I ever, was able to do that, just to say I
and it would be like a gas station rack too, because it wouldn't have been a comic shop or anything. Just
that would be amazing just to see. But dude, we've been chilling. 50 minutes flew by like nothing. Freaking thank you again for hanging out.
Thanks for having me.
No, it's a pleasure. Everybody in the chat, thanks for chilling with us. I just have one more thing, just only because I eye it. You have Hot Wheels right there. Do you collect Hot Wheels?
Yeah. Not really. So my uncle, he is a huge Batman fan, and he like die hard. And he had all the comics as a kid, but then once he got older and moved out, he sold all of them off. But then later he started collecting the toys. So he has this incredible collection of basically every Batmobile ever made. If it's a Hot Wheels, a toy, like has whatever brand it is, but this closet room basically stacked up all these things. So one time he was giving me a tour of it all. And he was like, hey, I have this extra if you want to take it. So I took it from him, and it's Hot Wheels of the Batmobile and like a Killer Croc car. Or Killer Croc truck there. Yeah. So it's just a cool thing that he had an extra of and was like, hey, here, why don't you take it? Because I know that you're getting into the comics and collectibles and everything now. So here you go.
Nice.
Yeah, just another awesome little piece.
especially because it's from a family member. I like that.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, and if you couldn't tell by some of my my dad, my uncle, my whole family, we're all just a bunch of big nerds. So that's where I get a lot of this stuff from. So
I love that. Unfortunately, I didn't have that with my older brother, but my second oldest brother, he's the one that encouraged me to read books because I didn't like to read, so I do appreciate it.
Yeah.
But I wish I had more nerds in my life when I was younger. So that's more. Nice. Oh
yeah.
No, but I think that's gonna be it. I thank you guys. I appreciate you again, brother. So if anybody watches the replay and nobody's following this guy, sub him up. His content is amazing. His collection's amazing. You'll have a blast, and you always find him hanging out everywhere and giving love, especially the low grades. So what's up to the comic raider? He jumped in. Let's say what's up to him before I forget. But you always catch him there. But please follow him and check out his stuff that's going to be coming out. Hopefully August 7th, right?
Yeah, August 7th at 5:30 Eastern time. We're going to be a live interview with Livio Ramondelli. So I'm super excited for that.
So check that out. Don't forget to tune in. I'll be watching it for sure. But everybody else, you guys have a safe Sunday. Thanks for hanging out. I have some people set up, but like I told Wesley, I'm moving. So you might have an empty room before my final move, before I move to the new place. But again, thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you, brother. Please follow this brother. You guys have a safe weekend. Much love, and hopefully catch you guys next week. Later, guys.
Yeah, see ya, everyone.